I know that the title seems like clickbait, but it's true. When Sky came out in November, I got it as soon as I possibly could and read it immediately. A certain line towards the end of the book has stuck out with me since I've read it. For weeks and months now, the line has wormed its way into my mind, and I really couldn't help but make this video, especially because I want to analyze the first half of A Starless Clan once I finish Shadow. Spoilers for Sky, by the way, but no spoilers for Shadow, because I haven't gotten my copy yet. I know that it's going to be minor spoilers, and it's going to be like discussing the ending and the possibilities of the next book, but still spoilers nonetheless. If you haven't read the book or you don't care for spoilers, or if you have read the book and you don't care for spoilers, let's get into talking this. So, in chapter 15, on page 244, there's a conversation going on between Alanos, Desfer, and Shimmerpelt. It includes other people, but those are the three that start it. They were talking about where to hunt after patrol got washed away and can no longer hunt in a certain area of their territory. I'm going to read the dialogue before pointing out the particular lines so you can take your guesses at what bothers me in particular. Outside, the sky was beginning to darken. The clearing was slick with mud after the afternoon's rain. Alanos stood at its edge, Splashtail beside him. RiverClan's new leader looked anxious, his fur ruffled, while his deputy's tail twitched impatiently. Their clanmates shifted from paw to paw as they waited for orders, and Mothwing hung back, watching quietly. Gorseclaw. Alanos seemed to come to a decision. Take Night Sky and Havenpelt hunting in the water meadow. Shimmerpelt pulled a face. We hunted the water meadow this morning, she called out. Yes, but, Alanos began, but Shimmerpelt didn't give him a chance to explain. If we hunt there twice a day, the prey will leave for good, she told him. I know, but rain has swollen the river, Alanos mewed. Desfer snorted. We're RiverClan cats, for StarClan's sake, she snapped. We're used to swollen rivers. What if another riverbank collapses? Alanos's ears twitched nervously. What ifs don't fill the fresh kill pile? Shimmerpelt grunted. Splashtail stepped forward. Fish in the gorge instead, he told Gorseclaw. Gorseclaw dipped his head and turned to leave. Night Sky and Havenpelt began to follow. The gorge? Alanos' eyes widened. The current is too fierce there. Gorseclaw is an experienced warrior, Splashtail reminded him. But isn't it better to be safe? Alanos's gaze clouded with confusion. Gorseclaw glanced back at him. Where do you want us to hunt? Alanos blinked at Mothwing. What do you think? Impatience flashed in her amber eyes. Send them to the gorge, she mewed. Shimmerpelt and Desfer can check the WindClan border with Icewing and Mistpaw. Splashtail can take Breezeheart and Greypaw to the ThunderClan border. Shimmerpelt scowled at Mothwing. Why do you even let them try to organize patrols when you're going to make the final decision? Her gaze flitted irritably towards Alanos and Splashtail. This interaction takes just about a page and a half between some of the RiverClan clats, and is mostly there to have Frostpaw be embarrassed by her clan's struggle, and for Fidget Flake to be watching all of this go down. Well, it does do all of those things. I'm more interested in the views that they have on hunting and what that gives us as the readers, because something just doesn't feel like it's adding up to me. The line that really bothers me in particular is from Shimmerpelt to Alanos. She told him that if we hunt there twice a day, the prey will leave for good. This personally gives me the impression that not only prey is scarce, but they also teeter on starvation constantly. It's also very absurd. When was the last time cats died from starvation? In between books, maybe? Before the main series even started? A particularly harsh winter that hasn't actually happened in years? Situations of starvation among the clans has not been seen in the main series for a long time. I actually couldn't find a list of how many cats died of starvation, but the fact that I couldn't find any list or any cats that had died probably means that it's a very limited amount. Given the ease at which these cats hunt and feast, starvation isn't an issue, especially with such large territories at their disposal that they now have at the lake. Though we're not given an exact amount of square footage, the lake territory that RiverClan has is simply a lot, and is probably the biggest and most versatile, given that they can hunt both on land and in the water. There is so much space on their territory that they could be hunting that there could probably be one cat hunting in every area of the territory, and there would still be parts that would go unhunted. With 20 cats in RiverClan, this works the best, but 30 to 40 start to cause an issue, especially with how much prey there is on the territory. Consider that RiverClan only has 22 cats in Sky's Allegiance, but they're going to be getting some new cats on their territory in ShadowClan. If that doesn't happen in Shadow, don't say anything in the comments. ShadowClan has 34 cats, soon to be 35 if Nightheart is going to be joining, even temporarily or permanently, and they'll now be helping hunt or protect RiverClan's territory. The added amount of cats, whether that only be like 3 or 4, will change how the clan hunts. In winter, when the waterways are frozen and there are less places for them to hunt, another patrol's worth of cats may lead to doubling up on certain places and quote-unquote scaring away the prey for good. How is this affecting the other clans? SkyClan has 37 cats and territory that is much smaller than the rest of the clans. If it's an issue for RiverClan, who has far fewer cats and more territory, would this not be a huge issue for SkyClan, should SkyClan not be starving right now? And the same goes for ShadowClan and ThunderClan, who has 45 cats, as they both have they were both clans that gave up their territory to make way for modern SkyClan territory, which means that they have even less and less places to hunt, which I believe was an issue in both the Broken Code and the Vision of Shadows. If this is such an issue, like with RiverClan, why isn't it affecting the other clans? It's possible that it's only a RiverClan issue, which I would love to see either some confirmation or just something more about how prey is affecting the clan. And if this wasn't an issue at all, and this is just dialogue between two characters, why did the authors put it in there to just break my brain? It really makes it. I had to stop and do math about how much prey these cats could reasonably be hunting, because if, say, like humans, they need to have 3 meals a day, a mouse is like counts as 1 meal, and bigger prey can count as multiple, and you have 20 cats hunting and all of them need to be fed, like that's a lot of prey that they're catching. And if hunting in the same place twice on your territory is going to be scaring away prey, there needs to be, some amount of understanding and calculation, and just, it doesn't make sense to me. I know that this comment was made as a part of dialogue, just some world building between two people that are arguing, but there are really huge implications for the story that the authors probably didn't take into account. I'll talk about this more in another video about how starvation could affect the clans, and maybe just go more into Sky in my analysis videos of the Starless clan. But I really did want to bring attention to how this broke me, and just how this could be an interesting point to touch on in the future. It also is just kind of one of the many times that the writers have dropped a really important piece of information only to not consider any meaning it has. Because the clans should be starving right now. These cats should be starving and dealing with prey shortages, and cats should be dying of starvation. Okay, this is this is a huge issue, and the writers just put it in for funny little world building, I'm guessing. And if this turns out to be like a bit of foreshadowing that either later in the arc or in possibly the next arc, because I really don't think that they're going to end with a starless clan, that clans are going to be starving, then I'm glad I saw this. Anyways, just a small bite-sized analysis video. Thanks for watching, and I can't wait to get my hands on Shadow.